Hey guys, Luxcalibur here. Welcome to Xeno News, a monthly news series where me and a guest talk about news from Xenogears, Xenosaga, and the Xenoblade games. I am joined by Luxcalibur, a former Files from the Zohar member who is currently almost going to graduate from college. How are you doing, Luxcalibur?
Hey, I'm doing great, thank you.
Well, technically you haven't graduated college, but you're about to finish a semester at the time I recorded this, so.
That's true, almost there.
Yeah, it's very close. Yeah, and you'll get some freedom right afterwards too, right? Sweet freedom, sweet freedom. But yeah, make sure you click the like button, subscribe, comment, share this video around, and hit the notification bell for my channel. It really helps for you to get notified on whenever I make videos each and every day. So let's go ahead and get started with the news. So our first news story, it's technically not Xenogears news really. It's actually kind of like a fun little piece of trivia that you might have not known about. So Monet Allen was actually searching around for any kind of like stuff that seemed interesting to them when regarding with Xenogears, and one of those things is this. They happened to find this big old mural in Amma Dungeon number 2, and it depicts the events from Abel actually when he was being chased by Cain in this wagon here, and presumably this is Ellie right here too. So,
whoa,
yeah, I know it. So there's a couple things I actually want to talk about regarding this painting. Number one is that Abel is basically passing down the lineage of how like Faye and Lacan also were like painters in their heyday, and then Abel was able to create this stone carving of the events that led up to this. And I just find it so interesting because there's not a lot of people actually have seen this at all, because it's kind of in a remote location. You sometimes quickly go past this and you don't really take a glance to just appreciate this painting in general. So I know you kind of just were like, whoa, this is something new. But what do you feel about this, Lux?
Yeah, I've never seen this before. This is incredibly cool.
Yeah, it's a really neat piece of trivia, and like it's very thought-provoking in general, just seeing the stone carving, and like it just was like, wow, Takahashi really knew far ahead, even before Perfect Works, and how he wants to depict the Xenogears' events, even though there's not much development time going into that. So I just find this stone carving a very cool piece of trivia in general, and it's very well detailed too. And like, man, the person who did this cave drawing would just needs to get a raise or something. This is great.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
All right, but yeah, that should be our little piece of trivia for you guys. Hope you enjoy that section. Leave a comment below if you want me to do more of these, because yeah, this is such interesting stuff. So our next news story on Xenosaga is that Wayo Records has completed their Kickstarter page, and they raised about 112k euros on this project, and we got all the pledges too, like the concert that's going to be held in France, a jazz album, stuff like that. I already talked about this in last month's Xeno News video, but I just wanted to give an update to show you guys that yes, they did complete the Kickstarter, and yes, we are getting a Xenosaga concert in France. Let's go! So how do you feel about this whole Kickstarter, Lux?
I think it's really cool. I don't have the cash to be flinging around like the stuff that they needed for the production, but I'm really glad that they like just blasted past so many of their goals, and I'm really excited to see like what they're going to be able to do with all the funding, because I heard a little bit, like a few snippets for their like promotional material, and I was like, wow, like this is incredible. It's great that things like this can be made, you know?
Yeah, especially were you a backer at all by any chance? Even like the
none.
Oh, you weren't? Like not even like the lowest tier backer?
Nope.
Yeah, okay. Well,
but I did follow it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to actually follow Wayo Records to see how much progress they made with the Xenosaga piano collection. And yeah, it's going to be just such a great time just going through this. Like, it's already got a lot to it. And like, yeah, I can't wait to see what turns out from this. And they should probably have some news coming in the fall. So to stay tuned for fall September or October Xeno news, if we can still get some Xeno news by then. So yeah, good stuff, really. But yeah. All right.
Right on.
So our next news story is not really a news story in general. Yeah, we don't really have much for Xenoblade 1 news. Yeah, it's not really much of a news. Typically, like April and March aren't typically like Xenoblade or Xeno series news months in general. Maybe like one or two big news stories, but not like for a whole entire game. Yeah, so not much to say about Xenoblade really. However, for at long last, we finally got some Xenoblade Chronicles X news. And that's because it's shut down this month. Yeah, Nintendo Network shut down, and it's no longer available to play online. However, something interesting happened the day of the shutdown, and that's because a whole bunch of people who were completing squad missions and squad tasks have come across some unused squad missions and tasks going on right here. It's just like some kind of unused code that's right here. It's like its title isn't very interesting. It's just let's go play multi-quest title SQ189. Yeah, let's go do that right now, friend. That's basically just what it is, really. And and as you can tell, these are pretty buggy. Like, there's like no objective at all. You can't really complete them in general. Yeah, and as you can see, like each objective just has like a placeholder text to them. All this is pretty much placeholders and stuff. So, and when you actually get to a location where the quest title tells you to go, there's like literally nothing over here. So I just find it so funny. Like, hey, the game tells you to go over here. But nope, there's nothing coming up. So I find this really interesting because like it's actually something new that was discovered from Xenoblade X players the day of the online shutdown, and it just happened to just glitch out and put placeholder quests in there. So how do you feel about that, Lux? It's kind of incredible if you think about it, even though it's kind of pointless right now. So
yeah, it's definitely interesting. I gotta wonder, like, what about Nintendo's online shutting down like triggered those placeholders to be reused? It's fascinating.
Yeah, exactly. It could just be that like online is just gonna shut down and there's like a timer that it's gonna be stopped. That's when it triggered those placeholder quests, because those aren't actually found in the game's files, believe it or not. They're actually found on Nintendo's servers, and that's why it's showing that. Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Okay, yeah.
It's not actually that it was found in the game itself. So, but yeah, it's something really cool that the players have found out, and you can only play it on this day. So I'm glad that was actually captured in full.
Yeah.
Also, I don't actually have a picture of this right now, but I'll have it out in post. But there is currently 4 players that are still connected to Nintendo Network that are still playing Xenoblade X still, or still have their Wii U's on it, and they're still connected to Nintendo servers. The way how you do it is to make sure you have your Wii U stayed on for a really long time and not even turn it off, because if you turn off your Wii U, then you can't even go back online again. So these are the 4 players that are still connected to Nintendo's old servers now. And yeah, and I believe one of them, I don't know what their name is. I'll have them on screen right now. They're actually playing Xenoblade X just on a live stream, and they're basically doing some sort of scenery shots where they go around and just find those. So it's really cool to see at post Nintendo network that people are able to stay on those for as long as they can, and hopefully it will help preserve the if they stay on for a very long time, maybe they can like preserve their online stats in a way. So it's really cool to see in general. So
yeah, absolutely, it's very cool.
I don't actually know how you connect to those players because they're all Japanese players, and I don't know if there's any kind of region locking shenanigans. I might actually have to talk with a friend about that, but it's really interesting that it's just those 4 players that are still connected to Nintendo's old servers. But, you know, they will have to get kicked out eventually, which, yeah, it's kind of the sad part, really. But, hey, what can you do?
Yeah.
But
right. Yeah, good on them for hanging on as long as they have.
Yeah, for sure. And now for Xenoblade 2 news. There really hasn't been many news for Xenoblade 2 either. Really, it's just a lot of white noise, really. I don't know what else I could say here. I mean, I was going to make a joke about Zeke, but I don't know if that actually works here. So I think that's probably a good time to just go and move on. So, because I don't know, Zeke picture, just having no news right there. Yeah, I think that's a good sign that we should probably move on. So our final news story is on Xenoblade 3. And as you know, Lux, the art book just released on April 1st. Yeah. And we also got art from Saito of Noah and Mio holding the Ionios Moments book. And man, I love Saito's art. It's really nice how he really does these sort of like doodles art right here. And yeah, it's really cool in general, and I like how they're both blushing because they're holding it's their faces on the cover of this book, so it's kind of cute in a way.
Yeah, it's very fun, and you see all the comments about people saying it looks like a marriage announcement. It's very cute.
Yeah, it does exactly. Have you gotten the art book at all, Lux?
No. Yeah, I've taken peeks at pictures people have posted, but. You know, it's all in Japanese, and that is not a language I've learned just yet. So
yeah, exactly. However, in a future video, me and Luxcalibur are going to be talking about the lore of Xenoblade 3 that's talked about in the art book when everything is translated. Unfortunately, we still haven't gotten to that point yet where we are able to look through the lore in a comfortable manner because it's still in Japanese right now and it's being translated. There was some sections that were translated, but like I would prefer like going over the full story in general of everything that sounded interesting. And me and Luxcalibur will go over that when that time comes. So definitely stay tuned for that. Right, Luxcalibur?
Definitely.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. It will be talking about Xenoblade 3 all day. Just lore in general. So, but wait, there's one more thing that Saito did for a certain anniversary or just any kind of event, and that is that Saito did art for Glimmer here for Xenoblade 3 Future Redeems DLC. This is really cool just to actually just show it off. To put it in perspective, actually, like, I already said it before on Twitter, actually, earlier this month, but, like, Future Redeemed really, like, opened my eyes of how the Xeno series is, and, like, it made me learn a lot of things that, like, I never would have thought before about, like, certain characters that I just didn't feel much for, like, in the original Xenoblade 3, and just this art alone of Glimmer is just like Saito, like actually still like making us happy and like still showing what it is to just stay with the series in general. And I can't wait to see more Saito art for future anniversaries as well. Like, yeah, that should be it for Xeno news. So yeah, there's no new merch to actually talk about, unfortunately. It's kind of been a little bit of a slow time for Xenoblade stuff and whatnot to actually come out and just hype people up in general. So really not much really that's going on right now. So, but hopefully we'll get some like merch news in the upcoming months, because usually summertime is a good time to just buy like merch in general. So, all right. Anyways, thanks for joining Luxcalibur on another episode of Xeno News.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So where can we find you at?
Right now, I'm only on Blue Sky at Luxcalibur G. Luxcalibur.bsky.social. Luxcalibur spelled Luxcalibur.
Awesome. I know I see you a lot retweeting a lot of stuff a lot, and yeah, or just reposting, and yeah, it's just you post a lot of interesting stuff and just repost it. So if you like that sort of thing, you just want to just if you're interested in Luxcalibur's randomness in general, definitely go ahead and follow him on Blue Sky, and yeah.
I also have a more structured project in the pipeline, so if you want to see that, no hints, but if you want to see that, be sure to follow over there.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. All right, well, thanks again, everyone, for watching, and until next time, see you on the other side.